Every time you wash your favorite polyester shirt, thousands of plastic microfibers flood into our oceans, joining the 35% of all microplastics that come from synthetic clothing. The fashion industry quietly pumps out more carbon than all international flights and shipping combined. Yet most of us never connect our wardrobes to this environmental crisis. That quick dry workout top? It's shedding invisible plastic particles with every cycle. Those affordable fast fashion finds? They're designed to degrade, filling landfills and waterways alike. The truth is, while we've been focused on straws and bags, our closets have become ground zero for plastic pollution. Let's uncover why and how to fix it. The plastic in your closet. Every time you open your closet, you're facing a hidden environmental threat. Take a quick look at your clothing labels right now. You'll likely find polyester, nylon, acrylic, or elastane listed in most items. These synthetic fibers now dominate our wardrobes, with polyester alone accounting for 52% of the global fiber market. They all share one critical trait. They're plastic, slowly breaking down like a dripping faucet that never gets turned off, constantly adding microplastics to our environment. The transformation began in 1939 when DuPont introduced nylon, accelerating during World War II as traditional materials became scarce. Manufacturers quickly realized they'd found something revolutionary: cheap, durable fabrics that could be endlessly customized. Today, synthetic fibers are everywhere, from athletic wear to dress shirts, sweaters to outdoor gear. Even clothes marketed as natural often contain synthetic blends. The average wardrobe now contains about 60% synthetic clothing, with some reaching 80% plastic content. I remember buying what I thought was a quality polyester jacket years ago. It felt sturdy at first, but after a few seasons, I noticed tiny pills forming on the surface. What I didn't realize was that each wash was stripping away thousands of invisible plastic fibers that would eventually enter our waterways. This gradual breakdown happens to all synthetic fabrics. Unlike natural fibers that biodegrade, they crumble into smaller pieces that never disappear. A single garment can shed hundreds of thousands of microplastic fibers during its lifetime through washing, wearing, or even just rubbing against other clothes in your closet. The environmental impact begins long before these clothes reach stores. Producing polyester requires over 70 million barrels of oil annually, more than some small countries consume. Manufacturing one polyester shirt emits about 5.5 kilograms of CO2, nearly triple cotton's footprint. Factories often discharge untreated wastewater containing plastic pellets and toxic chemicals directly into waterways. When we dispose of these clothes, the problems continue. Less than 15% of textile waste gets recycled globally. The rest ends up in landfills or incinerators, where synthetic fabrics either persist for centuries or release toxic chemicals when burned. Even recycled synthetics present issues. Regenerated polyester sheds more microfibers than virgin polyester during washing. Several factors drove this global shift. Production costs for synthetics are significantly lower than natural fibers, about half cotton's price per ton. They also offer performance benefits like stretch and moisture wicking that consumers demand. Fast fashion brands particularly rely on these inexpensive materials to produce trendy clothing at rock-bottom prices. These plastic-based textiles introduce durability concerns that many consumers don't consider. While synthetic fabrics may seem sturdy initially, they degrade faster than natural fibers with repeated washing. Microscopic analysis reveals how individual polyester fibers split longitudinally, creating increasingly smaller fragments that eventually become microplastics. It's like watching a sandcastle slowly erode, except these plastic particles never return to harmless grains. Testing shows that clothes shed the most microfibers during their first few washes, but the shedding never completely stops. A single garment can release fibers throughout its entire lifespan. In fact, older synthetic clothing often sheds more as the material weakens over time. This means secondhand and donated synthetics contribute significantly to microfiber pollution. The problem compounds when you consider garment construction. Fluffy fabrics like fleece are particularly problematic. One jacket can shed 250,000 fibers in a single wash. But all synthetics release microfibers, even tightly woven ones. Blending synthetic with natural fibers doesn't solve the issue either. These hybrids still release plastic microfibers when washed. Every stage of a synthetic garment's life cycle presents pollution risks. During production, fiber fragments escape into factory wastewater. During transport and retail, friction between garments releases particles. During consumer use, wearing and washing generates constant microfiber emissions. And at disposal, synthetic clothing continues breaking down in landfills, with fibers leaching into soil and groundwater. It's a life cycle where plastic contamination is inevitable. The most alarming aspect is how these microfibers accumulate. Unlike larger plastic items that might eventually degrade somewhat, microplastic fibers persist indefinitely. Wastewater treatment plants capture some, but many slip through filtration systems. Studies find synthetic fibers account for 90% of microplastics in ocean surface trawls, far outnumbering other plastic sources. Your wardrobe choices directly connect to this growing environmental burden. Each synthetic garment contributes to microfiber pollution every time you wash it. Collectively, we're releasing millions of plastic microfibers into waterways daily from laundry alone. The situation will only intensify as demand grows. Projections suggest synthetics will comprise 73% of fiber production by 2030. This plastic infiltration happened gradually through decades of shifting industry practices and consumer preferences. But now that we understand the consequences, we face critical questions